Here we have a 2023 Chrysler 300. This one comes in the Touring L trim level in the beautiful frostbite. And then we have black leather interior. The powertrain consists of a 3.6 liter naturally aspirated V6 engine, mated to a TorqueFlite 8-speed automatic transmission, and that gets us 292 horsepower, 260 pound-feet of torque. Coming around the front end here, this frostbite really does make this car pop. We have our high-intensity discharge headlamps, and then we have LED daytime running lights and LED fog lights. And they don't flash like that. That's just how the camera's picking them up. But this front grille here looks incredible. Love that. But coming around the wheels here, these are gonna be 20s, also look really good. And then we have passive keyless entry on the front two doors. We get that Alpine sound system, memory seat controls there, power door lock controls, rear window lock, and all four windows are gonna be power, but we get automatic one touch up and down for the front two. And then we have our power mirror controls here. We can adjust those with this dial here. And we also get blind spot monitors as well. Pretty good size storage in the door panel, bottle holder here. That's how you open the gas cap, so it is lockable. And then this is how you pop the trunk. You have the brightness for your gauge cluster here, headlamp controls. You can push this for the fog lights. And then we do have a pedal emergency brake there. And then that's how you open the hood. And a power tilt and telescoping steering wheel. Nice touch there. And here we have our power driver's seat with power lumbar support. But I have that seat up front just for someone of my size, being 6'3", that's how I drive, having longer legs. But I want to take a look at this window sticker here, and I want to give a huge shout out to John Roberts Toyota for allowing me to review this car today. But now let's go ahead and check out this leg room. So I wouldn't call it the best leg room for such a big car, but still it's doable. And I have about 2 inches of headroom, so that's impressive. And I like that we have seat back pockets on both sides, rear AC vents, and then what's really nice is having this rear shade here. Now that's a nice touch. And that's one touch. And then we have 2-stage heated outboard seats, 2 USB-A ports down in there. So if I had a shorter person driving me, I'd feel like a chauffeur back here. But that middle seat folds down, cup holders are in there. And then over here, grab handles, and then you can push that for the dome lights in the back. And we have our hook hanger here. Pull that down, you can fit 1 or 2 hangers on there. But ooh, I like the trim here, just how they threw that in there. It looks really nice. But let's make our way towards the back. Fuel cap here, you do get a fuelless, or a capless system, excuse me. So I like that. Nice to have that. And then have it lock as well. It's like the best of both worlds for a lot of people. And then come around the back here, pretty wide trunk area. So that's a nice size space. And then we do have, if I can get this up, this piece is in the way. We have our battery back here. And then, yeah, this is a tire inflator kit here, I believe. Yeah. Put that back in there. And you can also open the trunk hitting this button right there. But we do have our LED tail lights, which is a nice touch as well. Dual exhausts. Take a look underneath the vehicle. And that's how that runs there. Well, let's go to this back right side and I'll show you how you can fold the seat down. Just pull up on this strap and that'll pretty much fold flat and you can run longer objects through there. Pretty easy to put back into place as well. And then we have our front passenger seat, which is going to be power, and then we get 2-way power lumbar support on this side. And a lockable glove compartment. And then space down there, space up there. And we do have a window sticker Always nice to be able to show that. So there's all your standard equipment on the left side, and then we have all of our additional equipment on the right side. So definitely recommend that comfort group because you get so much with that, and I think it's worth every penny. And the stickers were only $41,220. Put that back. Don't want to lose that. But now let's go ahead and take a look underneath the hood. And it's mostly covered up, but there's that 3.6 liter V6. And now to hop in the driver's seat. So leather wrap steering wheel here feels super nice. And then if you go into your controls here, you can heat that. And while I'm in here, I'll show you, we do have the 2-stage heated cooled seats for the driver and front passenger. You can control that rear sunshade from up here as well. And you have certain settings that you can go through. And then if you ever want to do Bluetooth connection, just go to paired, click that, and you can add a device, and then it'll walk you through it. Dual zone automatic climate controls, you just hit this climate icon down here, and you can adjust that either from the screen, you can scroll as well, pick fan directions here, control fan speed here, and you can sync as well, set your auto mode, and you can do all of that from the controls down here as well. The volume knob here, you can mute there or power the system down, and then you can use this as a tune knob when you're in the radio. Hazards, mute, and then traction control. So actually, I forget this part. So this is not a mute. This is how you power the system down. It just turns the screen off basically. But you can do that here as well. And then mute is right here. So you can toggle that there. And then all of your AC controls that were on that screen, you can do that there. So temperature, fan speed, auto, AC, and then your defrosters are here. Now back up here to the screen, we do get AM, FM, XM along with Bluetooth audio, and then we get wired Apple CarPlay, wired Android Auto compatibility. And then you can set that up from that screen as well and go right to where those settings were. And then you have certain apps you can go to, and I like how they do this because you can just hit a button and then control the heated cooled seats, heated steering wheel, manage the projection, so that Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and then audio settings right in here if you ever want to mess with the balance, fade, bass, all that. That's pretty much it on this screen. And then our backup camera's right there. Guidelines follow you as you turn the steering wheel. And I love having the clock here. And I think that one still works, so that's nice. Down in here, we have a little storage, 12 volt. And then to shift that 8-speed, you just turn the rotary dial, reverse, sorry, it's a glare, neutral, drive, and then you have the low gear there. And then you can just turn all the way back to put it in park. Little storage pocket there. Cup holders are here. Center console cubby space here, which is a pretty decent size, but you have 2 USB ports and an aux input in there. Change tray, you can remove that, and then you have a 12 volt down below there. Now up here, we have our universal garage door, transmitter, sunglasses holder. There's a quick look at the back. And then back to the steering wheel, we have our voice recognition control, Bluetooth controls. We can use these 4 arrows and the OK button to go through our gauge cluster here. And there are several different sub-menus to go through. Tire pressure monitors are there, oil temp, trans temp, oil life, etc. But that's where I like to keep it there. And then cruise controls are here, pretty self-explanatory. Then to the left side of the steering wheel behind, we can go through our track list or radio station presets. And then on the right side, we can toggle our volume. And then you push this here, that's front wiper fluid. And then you can control the wipers here. And you have a low, high, and then one time there, high beams, flash them. There's our push button start. And finally, here's our key fob with remote start. But next it's time to go ahead and take this 2023 Chrysler 300 Touring L out on the road for a quick test drive. So I love how the 8-speed shifts in this as well as the Charger. Just a nice, smooth kind of control there. And it's pretty nice in here. This is supposed to be the luxury flagship for Chrysler, but I still was not expecting it to be so nice in here. The seats feel really nice. They're wide enough for my wider stature. They're actually pretty wide, wider than I'm used to. And a pretty plush feel. And even though the steering wheel's kind of in the way to how I have to drive with this, still feel pretty spacious in here as well. But it's just super quiet as I'm driving this down the road. And honestly, for the sticker price, what was it, like $42,000? Not bad at all for what you get, because you get heated, cooled seats, heated steering wheel, your Bluetooth, it's wired CarPlay and Android Auto, but you still have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. I would have liked to seen adaptive cruise, but you can add that package if you want to. But this frostbite just really makes this car look beautiful. And it's a beautiful car anyway, but it helps it stand out even more. And it does help, like I said, having the comfort group, I definitely recommend, because the Alpine system in here, even though it's only a 6-speaker system, you get that 276 watt amp. Great sound in here, and it can get pretty loud. Now the Harman Kardon sound system that's optional in a lot of Chrysler vehicles is pretty stellar, but the Alpine system is also good enough for most people. And it's nice to say that you have an Alpine sound system, I guess. But all in all, there's nothing, I want to be careful with my words. I don't want to say there's nothing special about this vehicle, but it just gets the job done in a cheap luxury fashion, if that makes sense. So you don't have a lot of fancy knobs, you don't have paddle shifters and all that sport mode, but you do have a car that feels luxurious, looks luxurious, and you have almost 300 horsepower, but you're able to get 30 miles per gallon on the highway. So a really nice cruiser if you just like looking good and don't necessarily keep your foot to the floor when you're driving. But the ride is just so, when you hit bumps, you feel the bumps, but you have 20-inch wheels on low profile tires, but it's still just, when I hit a bump, I'm like, you know what, I'm in a Chrysler 300, this thing looks good. I feel fresh in it, so I'm not really that bothered by the ride as much as I would be if this were in a Corolla or something. So again, the ride is, it's solid. It's not like a Cadillac, but it's super nice because you're not paying Cadillac money. But where they really did a good job was the sound acoustics here. Even on this rough patch of road, I can hear the tires, but just barely. And I think the big thing is I don't feel a lot of body roll in this Chrysler 300. Even where the road gets a little rough, I don't feel like I'm getting jerked around as much as I could be. But I'm gonna give it a little throttle getting on the interstate here. I don't wanna use up the little bit of gas that was in here, but I do wanna see how it drives in terms of hard acceleration. So great power there. And there's just something about the TorqueFlite. When you get into the 4,000, 5,000 RPM range, you really feel like this thing is pulling with a turbo or something. And I love the feel that you get while doing that. And again, I felt this in the Charger when I drove that. I think I drove a GT a couple weeks ago, and I've driven several Chargers, but I've only driven one other 300. I think that was a 300S. So I'm glad I got to experience this V6, or this lower trim level, this Touring L, because I still love how this one drives. I don't think it looks as nice, but this one having that comfort group and having the Bi-Xenon HIDs was a plus, because the 300S that I drove, like I said, it was a 21, but it had halogen headlamps, so that was kind of a bummer. But there's just something about this frostbite with the 20s, the LED fog lights, and then the HID headlamps. It makes this car shine. It really does. But overall ride on the interstate is quite nice, I will say. Very comfortable. And I wouldn't call it bouncy. It really gets more plush on the interstate, in my opinion, as opposed to riding down a back road. And again, the interior, even though there's nothing crazy going on in here, still feels fancy. Just little things like having the clock there, everything's symmetrical. The screen is kind of embedded in the center stack here, and having the wood grain, all of that makes it pop. It really does. Now for the money, if you want to compare this to maybe a CT5, 300 is still in a class of its own, because as other manufacturers have wanted to slim down their vehicles, the 300 is still a big car. So it's hard to compare it to, I mean, maybe a Lexus, but I mean, that's in another class as well, and the price shows for that. But for a $42,000 car that's meant to be luxurious, but it doesn't break the bank, really not a lot out there. I mean, everything's going for 60, 70 grand now, and this is still pulling Dodge Charger prices. But for me personally, this is one of the few vehicles out here that'll put a smile on your face just when you walk up to it, because of the looks, the technology you get, and it's still not gonna make you cry whenever you pay that car note every month. So this will bring me to an end of my review of this 2023 Chrysler 300 Touring L.